Just rocking in Cyrodiil, dude.
I'm just killing Daedra in Cyrodiil.
From Rixie, this is the Daily Rec, a great resource for daily recommendations. Today's topic, music. I'm Mason Carlton. My music recommendation for today is the artist and composer Jeremy Soule. If you've ever played any of the Elder Scrolls games from Morrowind until the latest release of Skyrim, then you have heard Jeremy Soule's music. Jeremy Soule is an American music composer and has been described as the quote-unquote John Williams of video games. The scores that he writes for the Elder Scrolls games are phenomenal. There's going to be a select few of you that have played Skyrim or Oblivion, or possibly even smaller fraction of you that have played Morrowind. Regardless if you've played these games or not, the compositions that Jeremy Soule makes are beautiful. I think for me, he has single-handedly shaped the mood and environment of the Elder Scrolls games with his compositions.
My name is Sean Skeels, and I'm one of the hosts of the Daily Rec.
I mean, when you think of Jeremy Soule, what do you think?
When I think of Jeremy Soule, I immediately think of Oblivion. That was the first time I heard any of his work, and that game still has a place in my heart and will forever have a place in my heart. That is still one of my favorite video games of all time.
Yeah.
If you've never played Oblivion, then you've already played Sky. It might be a little hard to go backwards and play it, but if anything, I would definitely listen to the soundtrack from that game, because that still hands down has some of the best Jeremy Soule work I've ever heard.
So you would say, in your opinion, Oblivion is kind of the ultimate Jeremy Soule work?
I would say that all of Jeremy Soule's work is great, but for some reason the Oblivion one is what sticks in my head, and it's probably just a nostalgia thing for me, thinking about every single time one of those songs come on, where I might have been in Cyrodiil, that I heard that song for the first time.
They all just perfectly fit the environment that is these fantasy role-playing games. I find myself, because they're on streaming platforms, listening to them over and over and over, and I actually have my own playlist of his songs that I have on repeat. He has a few different albums that are his own personal compositions, which I've listened to, and they're all great as well. One of them is called Northern Diaries, that was recommended to me by Sean. One of the things that I talked about was his most recent album, Northern Diaries. Can you say anything about that?
Yeah, so one of my friends, Adam, sent me a message on Telegram of an album called The Northern Diaries, and I clicked on it, and I was like, oh, wow, this is Jeremy Soule. And I was in my office at work, and I immediately listened to the whole thing, and for probably the next week or two that I only listened to that in the car, I kind of got hooked on that immediately, because I think you said this, Mason, is that it is totally Skyrim soundtrack B-sides. Like, and you might have already said that in your podcast, but when you said that, that's exactly what it was to me. It is Skyrim, but another part of Skyrim that maybe we haven't been to yet.
And now that I look through his discography on Discogs.com, I'm finding that he's done even more than I knew about. As far as I can tell, he's done multiple Harry Potter games, which I'm going to have to go back and listen to now, as well as a handful of Elder Scrolls games. Dude, so I was looking through his Discogs just because I I knew he did Skyrim. I knew he did Oblivion, but I wasn't positive on Morrowind, and it looks like he did do that. I don't know if he goes as far back as like Arena, but he did at least 4 of the video game soundtracks for the Harry Potter series.
I didn't know that.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah, I had no idea. I mean, that would make sense. I mean, it's definitely that same style of music that you might hear in a Harry Potter video game.
If you like John Williams, if you like video game soundtracks, then this is something that you would like. A few songs that I can recommend from Jeremy Soule is one from my 2019 Spotify Wrapped playlist, which somehow is my most played song of the year, which is Secunda from Skyrim's soundtrack.
If I were to recommend any songs that Jeremy Soule has done, I would 100% number 1, Harvest Dawn off the Oblivion soundtrack.
Yep.
All's Well, another one off the Oblivion soundtrack. If you like music from video games where it's fantasy type role playing, or even the music that you'd hear in a Harry Potter movie, if you like anything like that, I would definitely recommend checking out Jeremy Soule.
Thanks for taking the time.
Yeah, man, no problem.
All right, man. I'll talk to you later.
All right, later, dude.
Bye.
Bye.
In my opinion, you owe it to yourself to go to Spotify, type in Jeremy Soule, and go to either the Oblivion or the Skyrim soundtrack and just put it on shuffle, and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. If you want to check out Jeremy Soule, the link is in the show notes. This has been your Daily Rec. See you on Monday.